Faced with broken promises, financial losses, and an increasingly neglected farming sector, bean producers in Zacatecas decided to confront the political class face-to-face. So in this video, I'll tell you how a crisis in the countryside has turned into one of the most tense social conflicts the state is experiencing today. On May 7th, farmers from different municipalities stormed the Zacatecas State Congress, took over the podium, and forced the session to be suspended to denounce that state, and federal authorities have not kept their promises. The conflict revolves around the bean procurement process. That is, the purchase made by the government through the Food for Well-Being program. The farmers claim that not all of their harvest was received, that there were delays in the process, and that part of the product ended up in the hands of middlemen, affecting their income. Another economic blow adds to this situation, since although they were initially promised a guaranteed price of 27 pesos per kilo, a new federal decree set the payment at only 16 pesos, deepening the sector's losses even further. Amid shouts and complaints, the tension escalated inside Congress when the protesters confronted Morena Congressman Jesus Padilla directly, accusing him of being one of the main middlemen who benefited from the bean procurement program. The producers reproached him for not supporting them and accused him of exploiting the agricultural crisis.
Listen, man, you're one of the main ones who have supported Olays and have pocketed the bean money. We have an agreement from the meanwhile in Mexico.
The protest didn't end there. Moments later, a group of farmers found and broke into a restaurant in the historic center of Zacatecas, where the federal deputy from Morena, Soledad Luebano, and the state secretary of public administration, Ernesto Gonzalez Rojo, were eating. Once outside, the farmers expressed their frustration and demanded answers. They complained that while Governor David Monreal and other officials avoid addressing the conflict, tons of beans remain without a solution. With chants like, if Zapata were alive, he would teach them a lesson, they showed how fed up they are with what they see as institutional abandonment.
Help us get access to the governor, secretary. The people are right, the people are right. If Zapata were alive, he'd beat the hell out of them.
The crisis, however, escalated even further on May 9th. That day, farmers, teachers, students, and groups gathered in the morning to protest peacefully near the multi-purpose venue where that night the singer Ricardo Montaner, hired by the government to celebrate Mother's Day, would perform. However, the official response was in clearance operation. Tow trucks and riot police from the Zacatecas Immediate Reaction Force arrived at the scene. Videos shared on social media show police beating detainees and dragging protesters across the pavement. The outcome left men and women subdued with excessive use of force, 8 people detained, including a 74-year-old retired teacher, and reports of a student missing during the chaos. So, while Mother's Day was being celebrated in other places, in Zacatecas, farmers, students, and senior citizens once again took to the streets to demand the immediate release of the detainees and to denounce what they describe as arbitrary arrests. Additionally, they accused David Monreal's government of repressing university students who were only supporting the protesters with water and food.
The state, which should protect the people, oppresses its citizens and targets the most vulnerable, our fellow rural producers. What happened today in Zacatecas cannot go unpunished.
Finally, the protesters also denounced that the authorities have shown courage when confronting defenseless citizens, but cowardice when facing organized crime. They made an urgent call to the entire population of Zacatecas not to leave alone those who protect or fight to survive in the countryside.
This isn't about those who act tough with the people and act like cowards with criminals. That's how it's been.
What do you think? Do you believe the Mexican countryside is being abandoned? Share your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and enable notifications.